Okay, and now one of the best parts of the season, which I love, is when coming from work on a Tuesday or Wednesday, got nothing going on, and you can just sit down and watch the Champions League. That was a really bad. We'll cut that out. That was
So
really bad.
bad.
And
No, it's staying in.
rendition. Um, Nothing like hearing it. Nothing like going to the pub and hearing that music play. It's of course the Champions League, and the draw has just been made. So what we're going to do is quick fire, and we can look at this in about 4 months whenever they've finally done the group stage. Is predict who's going to be the top two teams to come through. So first up, I reckon the best way to do it is we'll just go Group A. We'll both all say what we think, unless anyone thinks any differently. We'll just move on to the next one. All right. So first group: Bayern Munich, Man United, Copenhagen, and Galatasaray. I haven't seen these groups yet. This is me reading it, so that's already a juicy bit of Harry Kane versus Man United, which I absolutely cannot wait for.
Hmm.
Pretty obvious. Bayern Munich are going to win that group, and I
Yes.
think United will get second. But I will say I watched Galatasaray played their qualifier, and they were looking pretty decent. But yeah, anyone
As a
disagree with
Turkish,
that?
as a Turkish Superliga expert, I would have to hasten to add what a hard away day Galatasaray away is.
Yeah.
Bloody flares galore, I'll tell you that. Um, and I don't like Man United. That hasn't been clear at the minute. So I'm gonna go Real Madrid Galatasaray. Bosh.
Real Madrid will do well to get through that group. I tell you that.
Denying it.
Sorry, Bayern Munich Galatasaray. Oh, all right. Meow.
Jack, do you think any differently to United, Bayern?
No.
No. All right then, we'll crack
Well, no,
on.
Jack, who are you putting top?
Bayern Munich.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
United second.
I think Harry's going to do a madness in Champions League this year.
Yeah, he will.
Group B. Oh, the Unai Emery derby will be taking place. You got Seville, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens, all in that group. I think Seville and Arsenal will get through. But again, PSV looked good last night against Rangers. But and part of me is a bit like, Seville love coming third and then winning that Europa League. But I think they'll go through.
I'm going to put in PSV. Arsenal PSV to go
Instead
through.
of, oh, interesting.
I'm going to go for Seville Arsenal. However, I'd like PSV to be in there.
I actually think if
Potentially instead of
PSV if PSV go through, I think they'd go in through instead of Arsenal. Yeah.
Wow.
selfish. There's too much traffic nearby me if Arsenal get a Champions League night, so that's why I need them gone. But also, I think they're very unpredictable in the Premier League this year. They're probably even more unpredictable in the Champions League this year. Arsenal, do you not think? Like a lot of people, I don't know. We don't know how if these players are equipped for that.
Yeah, that's
No,
fair.
I agree. I completely agree.
No,
It'd be interesting to see how, like you said, how they cope with the Champions League and the Premier League this year. Group C, we got Napoli, people's favourites to win it last year at some points. Real Madrid, Braga, and Union Berlin. To me, that's a pretty comfortable Napoli and Real Madrid to go through.
Yeah, very comfortable. Although Union Berlin has just signed Bonucci from Juventus, which is an interesting move. But not good enough to help them qualify through the group stages, I'm afraid.
No, they might have a chance in the Europa League if they get into that.
Bloody love Union Berlin. Great run club, fans club, isn't it?
I just really don't like the logo. It annoys me. It just doesn't look like a footy logo. It looks like it reminds me of DHL. It's like that yellow and red shit in it. Not a fan. Bottom of the group.
Bottom of the group. Group D, we got Benfica, Inter Milan, Salzburg, and Real Sociedad. I think that's the toughest group there so far.
It's the most even.
Definitely.
Sure.
I think I discount Salzburg.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a bit of a shootout between Benfica and Sociedad.
Mm-hmm.
You'd fancy Inter to get through. Again, a weird side.
I might not think it's as close as you think it is. I think Benfica and Inter will get through quite comfortably there.
Yeah, I think they would as well.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you there.
Benfica,
Yeah.
man, on their day, decent team.
Yeah, no, I agree. And both teams, both Benfica and Inter, have had late runs into the Champions League the last couple of seasons, so
Yeah, that's another
you'd
nice
think
group
they
for
would
them,
get
I think.
through the group. But what I would say is that group in particular is probably a group that other teams are looking at and seeing. Presumably, I don't know who plays that group. Maybe I should check before, but that's I think any team would be happy to play any of those teams in the last 16.
Mm.
Um, Group E, Feyenoord, Atletico Madrid, Lazio, and Celtic. I think that's tough to call as well, to be honest, with the three teams. I mean, Celtic are going to come bottom.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Brendan Rodgers' Celtic is not getting out of that group in the Champions League.
Mm.
What do we think about the top two?
I don't actually know a lot about either team, to be totally honest with you. My knowledge on both of them are quite um my knowledge is quite small on both of them, but I'm gonna go Atletico and Celtic.
Gasp.
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
I'm
I'm going
gonna
Celtic to qualify. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Rogue. Fair enough, though. I mean, again, I don't have a huge knowledge. I'm yet to watch the final documentary on Disney Plus, so for that reason, I'm going to go Atletico and Lazio.
Okay. Um, I would actually go Lazio and Atletico as well, mainly because I want to see Maurizio Sarri um doing his thing, smoking his cigars
Smoking his
in the
ciggies.
champ in on a Tuesday and Wednesday night.
Yeah, I missed that as well. I missed that too.
Um.
You we go.
Oh, oh my days! I've just read. I'm glad I've done this now. At least you'll see my live reactions to these groups. Group F, group of death. PSG, Borussia Dortmund, AC Milan, and fucking Newcastle. Jesus Christ. I mean, I was sure that Newcastle were going to get through the groups this year, but after seeing that, I'm not sure. I tell you what, I'll go first. I think Newcastle still get out of the group there. And I think Borussia Dortmund will join them. I think PSG, shambles of a club, won't get through. And I think AC Milan struggled a lot last year, apart from the Champions League. And I think they could have a struggle as well. So yeah, I'm going to go for Borussia Dortmund and Newcastle, and I might have a look and see how much it is on the in the bookies.
That's surprising for me. Um, I mean, it's a really tough group. I keep saying two teams and then keep changing my mind. But I think um, I don't know whether Champions League is going to be too much of an ask for Newcastle this year. Obviously they haven't been in it for a while. There's going to be a lot of fixtures coming up, especially if stay in all competitions. I'm going to go with PSG and Milan. That's who I'm going to go with. I think Newcastle will, maybe get a win against Dortmund, but they will. I can't. I don't know, man. It just depends on plenty of things. But my head is telling me PSG and Milan will get out of that group.
I'm gonna stick with Newcastle, and I suppose most clubs say this. I didn't really say it when I was very dismissive of Celtic, but you got to think about Champions League away days at Newcastle is going to be something different. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be so difficult to go there. On a cold night. So I'm going to go Newcastle, and I'm going to stick in PSG just because Mbappe plays for them.
Yeah.
For now,
can I just say that I do want Newcastle to get through the groups. I just don't think they will. I would like them to see you qualify. But also, if you are a Newcastle fan and you got money, talk about 3 away days there. Milan, Paris, and Dortmund. Yeah.
It's mental
that's
as well.
wonderful.
It's a mental group that's a mental group to have all three of those big teams in Newcastle in there. It's actually mental.
Great group that. Look forward to
that. Group G, Man City, Leipzig, because we haven't seen them two play each other much in the last few years. They always get each other.
I know. I was thinking that.
Red Star Belgrade and Young Boys.
Man City just love an easy group, don't they? Just love it.
It's a bit depressing, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think that one's fairly obvious as who's going to get through as well.
Yeah,
I think so as well. Man City and Leipzig, I think, is pretty obvious.
yeah, agreed.
Leipzig have got some really good players, and I've seen them play against Bayern in that Super Cup. And then Group H, Barcelona, Porto, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Royal Antwerp.
Royal Antwerp. When were they last in the Champions League?
Oh,
It must have been a
dunno.
while, right?
Yeah, I think so. They're always dotting around in Europe, but yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. So I don't know how many teams Belgium getting it. I think it depends how they get through the groups. But
Yeah.
Barcelona, I think, definitely go through back
Yeah.
in the Champions League. After playing Europa League towards the end of last year, obviously after dropping out. And I'll go Porto. I think Porto will probably have enough to get through.
Shakhtar is an interesting one though, but I agree with you. I think Barcelona and Porto will get through that group.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the same. I was looking at Antwerp the other day. They got some interesting players there, but not players that are going to get through to the Champions League knockout. I don't think so. Yeah, Barca and Porto for me.
And that concludes the top four podcasts, pre-evaluation predictions of the Champions League this year. The group stage seems to last forever to begin with, which is great.
Yeah.
But around, I don't know, it'd be Christmas, maybe just after Christmas time, we'll be able to have a look and see how our predictions came up.
Should we have early predictions for a winner?
Yeah, I'm going Bayern Munich.
Reasonable. Very
With,
See,
reasonable.
I was going to say Bayern Munich, but now that's just a boring same thing. I think it's going to be Bayern or Real. I mean, I think it's one of them. It's Real's team anyway was mint, and then you've got Bellingham in there just ticking along.
firing.
Vinicius playing so well. Only issue you've got Joselu up front, but yeah, Real or Bayern.
Can I not say Man United?
I mean, you can say it if you want, but everyone knows you don't actually believe it.
Yeah, they're not winning it. I'm gonna go with Celtic. Let's go up the Celtic. No, I'm not. I'm Real Madrid. I think when I asked, I had Real Madrid in my head. I can see them. Bro, Jude Bellingham, 4 goals, 3 assists in like 3 La Liga games.
Something silly like that. Something silly.
Liverpool fans in the mud. I swear they were convinced that he was going there at one point. Unlucky.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's just see how that all plays out, and hopefully Harry brings it home for Bayern Munich.